Herman adding that sophomore quarterback Shane Buechele has also done a great job of stepping up as a leader this offseason. But of course, the most glaring absence here at Media Day is junior linebacker Malik Jefferson. Herman emphasizing that he's done everything they've asked of him and that his decision not to bring him was actually Jefferson's request, wanting to stay out of the media spotlight so that way he can just focus more on his play on the field. We are live at the Star in Frisco. Chris Tavarez, KXAN News. Hey, John, it's great. These cheerleaders set up, decorated the taco shack last night. We got the band here. We got Little Troy. We got Big Troy behind me. Whole lot of excitement in the air. This is the 16th annual Taco Shack for us over on KBVO. This will be the 8th straight season of starting off KBVO high school football with this Anderson-McCallum rivalry. It's a neighborhood rivalry, whole lot of passion, a whole lot of intensity. Not a better way to start the high school football season. Hey, Aaron. Well, as the Pats started to mount their comeback, everybody started thinking, is this really going to happen? I mean, they were down 28-3 at one point. They scored 31 straight points unanswered to win it in the first ever overtime game in Super Bowl history. Well, last night, Townley Haas providing the highlight of this year's trials for Texas fans everywhere with that win in the 200 free to earn a spot on the Olympic team. But in all reality, those moments are few and far between, as most athletes have to deal with the heartbreak of not making the Olympics. Let's just set this all up. You went to Zambia over the holidays and you helped open a house for 12 orphan girls in Zambia. It's named in honor of your wife, Jan Almendarez. Where did the idea for this all come from? The road to AT&T Stadium in Arlington kicking off in earnest today. The first of 6 rounds of the playoffs, starting this week with the by-district round and ending with the state championship in Arlington. 3 area teams entered the postseason undefeated, starting with Westlake. Yeah, Aaron, the format for this tournament certainly makes for a busy weekend. 2 days of back-to-back rounds of golf over this Saturday and Sunday. This morning, 8 matches to start the knockout rounds.
Chris, an amazing scene at the end of that ball game, and I imagine still pretty amazing down there.
Yeah, Raj, as you are well aware, the party's still continuing here, starting to thin out a little bit and move into the locker room, but family and friends all down here. An incredible come-from-behind win by the Patriots. So first ever overtime in Super Bowl history and the largest comeback ever in Super Bowl history. Of course, the Patriots scoring 31 points unanswered. James White, one of the big heroes, but Tom Brady orchestrating it all and getting a whole lot of help from Julian Edelman. The Patriots losing a Super Bowl to the Giants thanks to an incredible circus catch by David Tyree. Maybe that karma coming back in a good way for the Pats as Edelman makes an all-time catch to help continue a drive, lead the Patriots to tie it, and then go on and win it in overtime. Malcolm Brown, a defensive lineman for the Pats, a Texas ex. The Patriots coming into the postseason, allowing the fewest points of any defense in the league, going up against the Falcons, who had scored the most all season in the NFL. And this one was an all-time great. Brown celebrating with his daughter, giving her kisses. They were doing snow angels on the ground in the confetti. Brown played high school football not far from here at Brenham High School before he made his way to Texas. He said it's the first ever championship he's ever won. Never won one with the Cubs. Obviously didn't win one with Texas. He said he now knows how the Alabamas of the world feel, winning a Super Bowl championship in just his second year with the Patriots in the NFL. Roger?
Following 3 straight district titles, expectations are high once again at LBJ.
You would like to repeat as a district championship. That's the first goal. And then hope you be better enough to get past the first round.
On the field, head coach Andrew Jackson is a bit concerned about his team's depth. But the worries between the lines help provide a welcome distraction from the reality of life outside of them.
I'm battling, I have some rough days and some good days.
Despite a stage 4 diagnosis of esophageal cancer that's since spread to his liver and lungs, Jackson does his best to make it to practices and help his team prepare for the season.
I'm doing what I can, trying to, just my awareness and my being here, hopefully to uplift our football team.
Coach Jack's just made such an impact on so many young student athletes that it was awful. It was terrible.
While the normally fiery coach has been forced to dial it back a bit,
I can't do much yelling and coaching and, because it sucks a lot of energy.
Not even cancer could keep him away from the game he's loved his entire life.
It's good just to be out here, I like the smell of a locker room. You know, some people don't. But, you know, it's just seeing the kids and seeing how they pushing on, and it's a wonderful feeling.
But even as he faces the fight of his life, Jackson's thoughts are still with his team.
I know it's on their mind. And but like I tell them, don't worry about Coach. Coach going to do what he can do. Y'all just do what y'all can do. Coach going to be proud whatever happens.
What we're going through is nothing compared to what he's going through, and that just, you know, it makes us do those wind sprints just a bit harder.
Chris Tavarez, KXAN News. Amanda Doughty is back where it all started.
My dad actually drove us up here a couple hours ago, and he's like, you know, Mom and I used to play softball here, like when you were little. I'm like, I remember that. We used to be here. So that's pretty cool.
While it was softball that first brought her to Craig Fields in South Austin, it's beach volleyball that's bringing her back to the city where she first fell in love with the sport.
I got started in Aussies and just playing in like the bar leagues there and playing to stay in shape for indoor. And then my love for it grew from there.
After starring at Lexington High School in 4 different sports, Doughty went to Texas Tech on a volleyball scholarship. Once her time in Lubbock was done, she went overseas to start a professional career.
I got burned out pretty fast overseas. It's a different experience, and it's either for you or it's not. And through my experience, it just wasn't for me.
Following her second season of international volleyball, Doughty decided to leave the indoor court and make the transition to beach volleyball.
I still love the game. I love everything about it. But beach, there was an opportunity there for me. It was a new challenge. You have to learn how to move in the sand, how to jump in the sand. It's definitely a process, but it's really fun.
The move to beach volleyball also opens up a new possibility for Doughty, a shot at the Olympics.
There's no easy way to get to the Olympics. Beach volleyball, only 4 athletes go. 2 teams. So it is definitely very cutthroat, but it's going to be an awesome journey.
A journey that started in Austin, and for this weekend at least, has brought her home once again. Hendrickson Softball is in the midst of a dream season.
It's kind of surreal. Like, we knew we could do it, but then just so it happened, you know, it's unbelievable.
After struggling to just win games a few seasons ago, the Hawks tore through the regular season this year, losing just 1 game and earning a national ranking in the USA Today Super 25.
I knew we were going to do really well because the trend of improving, but it's been super unexpected.
We knew we were going to have a great season, but nothing like this. And the fact that we've been able to accomplish this is really great, especially after everything that we've been through.
Because this year's dream season started out as a nightmare when head coach Mike Wozniak unexpectedly passed away in September.
The next day was probably the hardest day, with having to talk to the girls, and all day was just crying, sharing memories, trying to celebrate his life.
But the pain of his death was erased by the same game that connected the team to Coach Woz in the first place.
The second we started getting out here, the more we were working out and being here, it started getting back to normal. He loved this. He loved this field. He loved this school. It's better getting back into the game and knowing that he loved this so much.
Just as softball gave them an outlet for their pain, his death gave them a purpose every time they stepped on the diamond.
We were like, this season is for him, and we're gonna make him proud.
As of right now, we're just trying to be happy and not gloom about him, because I know that's what he would have wanted, and he wants us to focus on the season instead of him.
We have a shared motivation. Waz passing was a huge roadblock, and we have all bonded because of it, and we've become stronger, and we have one motivation. We have a reason to play, and that's to honor him. He's with us, and it gives me hope that he's going to be with us for the rest of the season and in life.
A season that started in tragedy that they hope ends in celebration. Chris Tavarez, KXAN News. Tom Herman still looking for the first win of his Texas career, trying to pick up the pieces after a disastrous debut last week, but dealt a bad hand this week. No Shane Buechele at quarterback, out with a bruised throwing shoulder. So it's the true freshman from Westlake, Sam Ellinger, making his first career start, but Texas going with a 2-quarterback system. Its former quarterback turned receiver, turned part-time quarterback Gerard Hurd. He scores on a 9-yard keeper. The running game struggling last week against Maryland. Not the case this week. Chris Warren on 3rd and 1 breaks off a 41-yard touchdown, and Texas starts to roll. Warren, 166 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Now, despite getting the start, it wasn't until the 4th quarter when Ellinger finally gets his first career touchdown, a 1-yard flip to Armani Foreman. Texas rolls 56-0. Now the Longhorns hit the road for the first time next week, a highly anticipated matchup traveling to USC in what will be Texas' toughest test yet this season. The University of Texas officially announcing Tom Herman as the school's 30th football coach in program history this afternoon. According to Herman, in the release, he met with UT President Greg Fenves and Athletic Director Mike Perrin last night, apparently following the Longhorns' loss to TCU. As Roger told you at the top of the newscast, Herman's ties to Central Texas run deep. He spent 2 years at Texas as a graduate assistant. You see him there right next to Ricky Williams under Mack Brown from 1999 to 2000. Then from 05 and 06, he was the Texas State's offensive coordinator. Then he spent 2 years in the same position at Rice, 3 years at Iowa State, and 3 years at Ohio State, where he won a national championship in 2014. And then, of course, the last 2 years at Houston, leading the Cougars to a 22-4 record. The next question now is who Herman will put on his staff. On his current staff at Houston, he has 3 assistants with ties to Texas. Most notably, his offensive coordinator is Major Applewhite, the former Texas quarterback and offensive coordinator. Oscar Giles is the defensive line coach for U of H. He, too, graduated from Texas and spent a total of 10 years coaching at UT, including 1 year as a GA along with Herman in 1999. And Darrell Wyatt, the receivers coach, who spent 3 years coaching at UT from 2011 to 2013. Of course, all of this comes on the heels of Charlie Strong's firing this morning. Both Perrin and Fenves thanking Strong for his time at Texas in a statement announcing the move. Strong never had a winning season on the 40 acres, going just 16-21 in 3 years with the Longhorns, the worst winning percentage in Texas history. His tenure at UT ending with a 31-9 loss to TCU yesterday. Texas' 3rd loss in a row, including a 24-21 loss to Kansas 2 weeks ago for the first time in 78 years. But even last night after the loss, Strong defending the job he's done and arguing the foundation has been laid for a team that he claims will win a national championship.
I came in here, they go and win a championship.
Now, all week long, we saw players show their support for Charlie Strong, starting with them showing up at his press conference on Monday. Yesterday during the game, the emotion written all over their faces, none more notable than Brecken Hager right there. With the news of his firing today, players tweeting their thanks to Strong, but after the game, they spoke about the future of the program if Strong were not to return.
It has to be about us. We went wrong.
Deontay Foreman talking about his decision about whether or not he'll come back for his senior year or enter the NFL draft. Foreman also saying last night that he did want to make a decision quickly. Coming up after the break, high school football playoffs, a wild one in Waco. We've got highlights coming up.